Is the Tony situation resolved? Is it unresolved? Has he forgiven Keemstar? Or has he done the unforgiven? Hi, I'm Tommy C, and this is Shot from the Point News. Now, a big part of the H3 nuclear bomb blast on Keemstar had to do with RS Glory and Gold, Twitch streamer, that was falsely accused by Keemstar and his news team back in 2016. What that resulted in is Keemstar promoting his stream, and now he is one of the top RuneScape 3 streamers on the Twitch platform. And I can personally say that when I was working with Keemstar back in 2016, their relationship seemed to be very good. He spoke very highly of him in front of me. Now, with Keemstar, or with H3 bringing up that older situation, you might have thought that Keemstar and treated Tony very poorly, sort of out of nowhere, and the situation was still unresolved to that day. Well, that simply isn't true. And Kavos just did a video pointing this out, and I thought it was the most interesting part of the whole Kavos video. This situation has been resolved, and it's not resolved, and it is, and there's very strange behavior. So I wanted to show you this part of Kavos' video, and then we're going to go over some other interesting tweets by Tony going forward.
Now, let's move on to Tony, the man that he made false accusations against. Let's recall the Tony situation, because Ethan left out so much information on this topic. Ethan made it out like Keem saved face, and then when Tony came back to Keem, he just told Tony, fuck off.
Now, Keemstar likes to act like him and Tony are all good, but here's a clip of Tony talking about the incident 1.5 years later.
Well, I got to personally, I was told personally that they were all good by Keemstar, and I watched several streams during that time and afterwards, after Baited broke up, saying they were all good. So I think it's reasonable to assume that they were good, and not only because Keemstar told me, it's because of what Tony said. Keep that in mind going forward.
Describing how this one mishap on Keemstar's drama alert ended up with years of endless harassment for him. Have a listen.
One time I had, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of people threatened to kill my family, harassing my sister, my nephews. I mean, you know, they were just, they hacked my RuneScape account. They hacked our YouTube channel. They did more crap than you can even possibly imagine, okay? All about how I'm a child molester and a pedophile. Anyway, I sent a little Twitter out that I just said, Keemstar, just so you know, your BS a year and a half ago still causes me trouble every day.
And Keemstar, you know, having evolved from his point of where he was before, people say he's changed, you know, he's a better man. This is how he reacts to Tony.
I am not going to put up with you fucking blaming me for people trolling you anymore, because I am not guilty of that. I'm guilty of that video being wrong and what I said about you, but I'm not guilty of you being trolled in 2017. If this happened once or twice, I just let it go. But you've done this to me multiple times over the last 6 months, and I'm holding back every urge from saying just like, go fuck you, go fuck yourself. I'm holding that back.
Oh, poor Keemstar. He's the victim of poor Tony's harassment. Unacceptable the way that Tony is harassing poor Keemstar, who is, he is just had it up to here with Tony. I mean, the balls to tell this guy to fuck off.
Don't give the whole picture to this story at all. You say Keem acted as if him and Tony were good. It wasn't just Keem who acted like that. Tony himself did. Tony actually fully forgave Keem and praised him, sang his praises relentlessly on stream, but Ethan completely fails to mention that. On February the 8th, 2017, just 5 months before Tony would make that tweet calling out Keemstar again that Ethan references, which was July 2017, Keemstar called Tony and they had a long chat, again only 5 months before we made that Keemstar tweet.
But I want to tell my stream I'm talking to Keemstar. Every time I've ever talked to him, he's been a perfect gentleman, been really, really accommodating to me, been really, really nice to me. So seriously, since we talked the very first day, I mean, since some bullshit happened, when me and you talked the very first day, you were really nice to me. And like I said, I've always gotten the impression you're a nice guy. And I know that if you don't want to be nice, you can be not nice, okay? But you've been nice to me, you know what I mean? And so why do I give a shit about anything else? You know, in life, you got to worry about how people treat you, not what everybody else's problems are. You know what I mean? Honestly and truly, I had some pretty big YouTubers wanted me to talk and want me to say this shit and that shit. And I told them, I'm not going to do that because you're asking me to lie, okay? You've been nothing but nice to me. You know, what happened over a year ago, who gives a shit?
I think that's very important. What happened over a year ago? Who cares? And then several months later, he would DM Keemstar, and Keemstar freaked out. And that was a pretty stupid move, I admit. But I gotta wonder how I would behave. Let's say I got something wrong here, and I offered somebody $10,000 or $20,000, and we said we were good, and he said we're good over and over again. And every time I turned the stream, we said we're good, and I'm sending people over there. A year and a half goes by, and every so often, I get a message, you made my life hell a year and a half ago. I might start to think that you're milking it a bit. Especially once you forgive somebody, that's it. It's water under the bridge, just like Tony said. Tony said, I'll play it again.
You've been nothing but nice to me. You know, what happened over a year ago, who gives a shit?
But Tony would continue to tweet Keem about the hardship that Keem did admittedly bring onto him.
I mean, that's really the truth. And nobody should be mad at you because I'm not mad at you. Does that make sense? I have no problem telling the world that. If I made a bad mistake and it messed with you, I'd want you to get past it and I'd want you to forgive me. Does that make sense?
So much for...
Keemstar likes to act like him and Tony are all good.
And that was in 2017. And you could argue, yeah, that was before Tony made the tweets about Keem. He changed his mind. Personally, I don't think you can forgive someone and a year and a half later take back forgiveness. However, I can understand Tony's frustration if he was getting called names all the time. But it would be nice if there was video footage of Tony in 2019 clearly saying that he was over this situation, that he wishes Keemstar the best. That would be lovely. Wait, he does. After that incident, in May 2019, Tony uploaded a video titled, "Is Keemstar a Bad Guy?" Only a year ago, and he says this about Keem.
The name in chat is Keemstar is a bad person. Says, yo, what's up? Look, I just want to, go on record as saying, I don't think Keemstar is a bad person. I'm not mad at Keemstar. Shit happens in life. People make mistakes, and the best thing for everybody to do is just move on and forget about it, okay? Keemstar, if you're out there listening, no hard feelings, okay, buddy? No hard feelings. That's how I really think. And you didn't ruin my life. I got a good life, and I'm happy every single day. And in all honesty, I think it's going to continue to be a good life until I die,
Okay, now that's in 2019. That's after the really mean video tweet that Tony made. So Tony has a pattern here. He forgives and then takes it away. He forgives and takes it away. And I got to be honest with you, that would frustrate anybody. It's frustrating for me to even watch this, especially with tweets like this. You see Ethan Klein quote tweeting Tony, H3, you've changed my life. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, I mean, Tony, you're pure as gold. So, we're reliving this 2016 drama that's apparently resolved. And that's what I want to get off to you. I want you to understand. This drama has been resolved. 100% resolved. Now, it doesn't mean King didn't do something wrong, and he should. I've brought it up before that he made this terrible mistake. But between him and Tony, that's been resolved. And you can't Indian give forgiveness. That's not particularly right. So what you saw was in 2019, is Keemstar a bad guy? He uploaded it to his channel, got 26,000 views on it. And just a couple months later, he was tweeting this, apparently at Trisha Paytas. And the video is called Keemstar's Oscar Award-winning performance. And what it does is it shows Keemstar's the moment that he found out that he falsely accused Tony. This was in April of 2020. What's changed? Did they have another fight? Was there another video that Keemstar made? No, it seems that Tony decided to unforgive him. So I don't think that's particularly fair. And it does seem on the surface that it's for views. See, the problem is when you become an internet victim and people feel bad for you and they give you all the subs and love, just like he's getting right now in his live stream, all these H3 fans, it goes away after a while. And the best way to relive it is to talk about it again, to talk about Keemstar. So clearly, Tony has a pattern of forgiveness and then taking it away, and forgiveness and taking it away. Does it have to do with maybe you made a little less money? Maybe people aren't as interested. And keep in mind, Tony's one of the top RuneScape streamers to this day. To this day, he's holding 1,000 people in this stream right now, 1,106 to be exact. So I don't think it's particularly fair, as big a screw up as this was for Keem, for him to say that Keem's a great guy and he's wonderful, let's get over it. And at the same time, when he's in a drama with Trisha Paytas or something, to say, hey, look what Keemstar did to me. This looks like you're begging for retweets and begging for attention. And it looks like Ethan bit. Just to be 100% clear on exactly what I'm talking about, I have an app called vidIQ. And what it does is it shows you the tweets that are related to that particular YouTube video. This is Tony a month ago tweeting Trisha Paytas, just so you can see it clearly, over and over and over and over and over again, trying to bring up this drama again. I don't think Keemstar falsely accused him between 2019 and 20. So I think it's fair to say this is an obvious this is an obvious plea for attention and to bring people into your stream. I don't think that's unfair. This is not normal behavior. This is not a good way to sell your stream, and it tends to aggravate people. Now, you would think being falsely accused of this crime would be, especially as an older man, would be the worst thing that could ever happen to you. And the fact that you've forgiven the person that's done it to you, the most you could expect from them is to not bring it up, because why would you want to hear it again? It's horrible. It's terrible. Well, in 2020, Tony doesn't mind bringing up this drama again because it's worth money. And sometimes money will make the sound of being called a lot easier to take.